It's the Ferrari of high-performance cookware. The All-Clad Copper Core Sauté Pan has become the secret weapon of star chefs around the world. The recipe for its success? A unique method of bonding 3 metals into one super metal to make one hot sauté pan.
We like to refer to it as the little black dress of the kitchen, really, because it is so versatile. You will use it over and over and over for many different cooking applications.
A lot of people have asked me, what would be the one piece that you would recommend? And I always say, 3-quart sauté. I say it without hesitation.
Celebrity chefs like Daniel Boulud and Thomas Keller use the copper core line. He even gave the company input on the handle design.
Thomas Keller came back to us and said, you want to be able to have a great grip on the piece, so it would be great to have just a little thumb notch underneath of the handle, and that would really help in that stability.
The creator of All-Clad was not a cook at all, but a man of steel. John Ulam was a trained metallurgist. Back in the 1940s, he became fascinated with the idea of layering metals. Why not combine the best qualities of each?
John achieved about 75 patents during his lifetime on various techniques for bonding metals and products created from those bonded metals.
He bonded metals for aircraft and car parts, even in coins for the U.S. Mint.
If you look at a quarter and you see how thick it is with the different metals, when he did that, he said to himself, how could I use these properties with cookware? And that's when our first line was born.
That was 1968. A half-century later, his copper core sauté pan is still state-of-the-art, and the secret is still in the layering of metals. The outer layers are stainless steel, which resists corrosion. Inside that, aluminum, which retains heat. At the center, there's a copper core, which heats up fast. That recipe is still followed today at the manufacturing plant in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania. In the first stage of production, these enormous spools of steel are cut into rectangles. The metal sheets are then layered by hand. First, the front and back covers are joined together. Then a sheet of copper, sandwiched between 2 sheets of aluminum, goes between the covers. Then the whole thing gets cooked.
Those materials are moved to the entry end of a very long, it's about a 60-foot long oven. Very similar to a pizza oven in appearance, but certainly not like a pizza oven in the sophistication of the control. When they approach just the right amount of preheating, they're ejected from the end of the oven and immediately go into a sequence of rolling mills.
Here, the laminated metals undergo a tremendous amount of pressure at high heat, and the bonding process begins. The metal is now cut into discs, which are laid up on a hydraulic press that punches them into the pan shape. Then, the pans get their first cleaning.
The part spins at a high speed. A very, very hard carbide tool comes in, faces it off, and an abrasive material comes up against it to remove any potential sharpness.
The next stage gives the copper core pan its signature look. They cut into the metals to reveal the copper core. After all, copper is somewhat of a status symbol in the kitchen.
So now you know that it's a copper core piece, and you know that you're cooking on the properties of copper without any maintenance.
Copper, especially when it's heated up, oxidizes, and the oxidized surface often looks dull or dirty, and it requires a lot of hand finishing, cleaning, polishing to keep it looking great.
Then the interior is hand polished.
The degree to which you polish that interior has a big impact on how easy it is to clean, how well it sears.
They clean up the exterior with rotary buffers.
It comes off that machine just like a dazzling piece of jewelry. And this is truly an art. This is a craft.
After buffing, a pattern of concentric lines called a starburst is etched into the bottom. This makes for better heat absorption.
It then goes on to laser marking, where the branding is marked on the bottom.
Then they go through a final wash.
First, a strong detergent, then various stages of rinse, and then finally rinse with a highly filtered, very, very pure water to make sure there are no residual spots.
The handles are designed in a way that's unique to the pan. They stay cool even when the pan heats up.
There is a small oval-shaped hole in the neck of the handle. We call that the heat choke. It's very, very difficult for heat to flow through that heat choke because of the increased surface area and work its way up the handle.
One final wipe with a soft cloth and a card from the inspector, and it's on its way to the next budding gourmet.
And it's very important. I keep coming back to the word performance because that is the thing that we strive towards when we manufacture a piece of All-Clad.
We have a little small part of producing products that are going to allow folks to get back into their kitchens. That's a pretty special thing.